Away from the floodlights of the Bernabeu, the quietest chapter in Luka Modric's life begins. No applause, no noise, only warm light, old stone walls, and a silence that must be earned. In 2025, he finds this place in northern Madrid, a home that doesn't aim to impress, but to soothe. Yet this peace is no coincidence. It is the end of a journey that began in chaos. To understand why Modric today seeks silence, we must return to where his life was anything but calm. Luka Modrić was born on September 9, 1985, in Zadar, during a time when war dictated daily life. His family lost their home. Stability hardly existed. Amidst this uncertainty, football became his anchor. On cracked asphalt, he learned early on to stay calm while everything around him was in motion. Coaches at NK Zadar quickly recognized that Modric understood the game differently, not through power, but through vision. At 16, he moved to Dinamo Zagreb, where he was systematically shaped. Lone spells in a physically tough league made him resilient. At just 18, he became Player of the Year, not because of dominance, but because of control. After his return to Dinamo, titles and recognition followed. Tottenham brought adjustment and doubt, but under Harry Redknapp, Modric found his rhythm again. In 2012, he joined Real Madrid. The criticism was loud, the pressure immense. Yet season after season, he became the quiet center of a historic midfield. In 2018, after Croatia's World Cup final, he received the Ballon d'Or. Not a loud triumph, but the logical conclusion of a long journey. Away from the main streets of Madrid, Luka Modric's most private space begins. In La Florida, one of the most secluded neighborhoods in the city, his villa lies hidden behind old wrought iron gates. No ostentation, no sign of status. This house does not want to stand out. It wants to protect. Valued at around 12 million euros and approximately 730 square meters, the villa feels quiet and self-contained. Palm trees line the driveway. The building blends unassumingly into the terrain. Upon arrival, you can already feel that this place was created for someone who has spent his life in the noise and now seeks the quiet hours. Inside, light leads the way. It flows through the entrance area into an open reception level where rooms gently transition into one another. The salon, TV room, and dining area do not form a showroom, but a connected living space. Large glass surfaces bring the garden into the house, blurring the lines between inside and out. The kitchen is deliberately set aside, warmer and more private. Dark blue tones, brass details, a massive marble island, a room for real days. For early mornings, late returns after matches, for conversations without haste. Not a place for presentation, but for daily life. On the upper floor, the atmosphere becomes even quieter. Each bedroom has its own mood, yet all follow the same principle: restraint. The bathrooms echo this calm with natural stone, marble, and muted colors. Nothing feels accidental, nothing loud. Outside, the garden opens up wide. A main pool catches the evening light, while a second one lies hidden and private. Lawns, rose paths, even functional areas remain invisibly integrated. Everything serves one purpose: to maintain peace. This house is not a symbol of success. It is the result of it. Behind Luka Modric's calm lies a financial structure that resembles his play. Clear, disciplined, and long-term. His current net worth is estimated at around 70 million euros. It did not emerge through risky steps, but through constant development. The financial turning point came in 2008 with his transfer from Tottenham. The transfer fee of 19.3 million euros laid the foundation for everything that followed. 4 years later, Real Madrid paid 35 million euros for his signing. From that moment on, his earnings grew with the same quiet authority he projected on the pitch. In his first years in Madrid, he earned between 4.1 and 4.7 million euros per season. With the contract extension in 2016, His salary rose to about 7.95 million euros annually. During the most successful Champions League years, he reached around 9.95 million euros per season. Even in his advanced footballing years, the club continued to offer him between 5.85 and 7.95 million euros per year. Over 13 seasons, his earnings at Real Madrid totaled more than 93 million euros. The national team also played its part. Croatia's historic 2018 World Cup run brought him bonuses between 1.4 and 1.87 million euros. The 2022 World Cup added another approximately 936,000 euros. In total, he earned between 3.5 and 4.7 million euros from international tournaments. No comparison to club salaries, but inseparable from the moments that shaped his legend. Advertising partners played a complementary role. Modrić never sought aggressive marketing. Long-term partnerships, particularly with Nike, brought him between 936,000 and 1.17 million euros annually at peak times. Over the years, these earnings added up to about 9 to 14 million euros. A large part of his wealth is tied up in real estate. His Madrid residence, originally valued at around 11.7 million euros, is now estimated at 15 to 16 million euros. Additional properties in Croatia increase his total portfolio to approximately 17.5 to 19.9 million euros. Stable, private, built for growth. Yet his story did not end with financial security. It opened up space for something else. Luka Modric's financial path follows the same principle as his game: control instead of risk. His fortune is now estimated at around 70 million euros, built through consistency, not through quick leaps. The first turning point came in 2008 with his move from Tottenham for 19.3 million euros. In 2012, Real Madrid invested 35 million euros, a show of confidence that permanently changed his earnings. In the early years, he earned between 4.1 and 4.7 million euros per season. After the contract extension in 2016, his salary rose to around 7.95 million euros, reaching about 9.95 million euros annually during the peak of the Champions League. In total, he earned over 93 million euros in 13 years at Real Madrid. The national team also brought additional bonuses. The 2018 World Cup final and the 2022 semi-final together brought in between 3.5 and 4.7 million euros. Not a dominant source of income, but closely linked to the greatest moments of his career. Sponsors played a quiet, supporting role. Long-term contracts, especially with Nike, brought him between 9 and 14 million euros over the years. His real estate takes a central place. His villa in Madrid is now worth around 15 to 16 million euros, while other properties in Croatia increase his real estate assets to nearly 20 million euros. Financial security did not give him the freedom for excess, but room for responsibility. As his security grew, Luka Modrić began to quietly pass on his success, not for public effect, but purposefully. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he transferred 500,000 euros to the General Hospital in Zadar. The money enabled the purchase of a mobile X-ray machine, exactly where help was urgently needed. In a time of uncertainty, he provided stability. His support also extended beyond football. At charitable auctions of Croatian national team jerseys, his match-worn shirts regularly achieved the highest bids. 160,000 euros for his Euro 2020 jersey against Spain, another 200,000 euros in later campaigns. In total, around 300,000 euros flowed into social projects this way. Every jersey stood for more than athletic performance. It became a means of help. This generosity is not a break from his character, but a continuation of it. Quiet, targeted, without staging. For Modrić, success never meant distance, but responsibility. And exactly this thought leads us to the place where it all comes together. At 40 years old, Luka Modric's life has noticeably slowed down. It is not the noise of the stadium that dictates his daily routine, but the quiet routines of his family in northern Madrid. In La Moraleja, shielded from view, a different picture emerges. Not a star, but a husband, father, and center of a small circle. His birthday celebration tells it all without many words. Balloons on the ceiling, his children close to him, Vanya by his side. A man who once lived in hotel corridors as a child during the war now finds stability in closeness and consistency. Even special moments, the Ballon d'Or in a display case, a smile on the training ground amidst cakes and teammates, remain quiet, almost reserved. Daily life follows clear structures. Early training sessions, quiet mornings, regular trips to Croatia. At home, faith and family set the rhythm. His Catholic upbringing acts like an anchor that grounds him and protects him from distractions. No excess, no fleeing forward, only order, discipline, and gratitude. Perhaps this is where his greatest success lies, not in titles or trophies, but in the ability to return home in peace every evening. This story is not about the noise of success, but about the path to silence. If this look at Luka Modrić touched you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and write in the comments which athlete we should discover next.